Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another video. So, before we get into this video, please do your boy a favor. Make sure you hit the bell icon for notifications, smash the like button up on this video, share this out to all of your social media, and let's get this cracking. So, I'm a big fan of Kevin Samuels. You know, it is what it is. I enjoy his content. A lot of the things that he says are things that I've said and things that I've felt for a long time. But, you know, it wasn't really normal in society to say those kind of things because people would look at you funny. But, props to him for actually creating a platform where people can actually say what's on their minds. Now, with that being said, I want to go back to that infamous clip by World Star Hip Hop. And if you ask me, World Star Hip Hop is no different than DJ Vlad. It's the feds, it's the cops. They make money off of exploiting, behavior in black people that's less than favorable. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the entire country. You know what I'm saying? But when we dive into that interaction between Kevin Samuels and the woman who I now found out her name is Jessica, I didn't think that the interaction was that bad. And I don't think Jessica thought that the interaction was that bad either. Which is interesting because then you have to ask yourself, why are so many women offended if the woman herself wasn't offended? So there is apparently something wrong with Kevin Samuels and the Jessica woman because Kevin Samuels shouldn't have talked to her that way, and she should have just dealt with the situation in this certain fashion. Well, if you look at any of my posts on social media, if you look at any of my videos that I've done about Kevin Samuels, because the last two, despite the fact that they actually got some decent views, which I appreciate you guys, the prior ones that I did not. But I encourage you guys to go look at them because I feel that they're actually more insightful than the two that I most recently did. But it was always my assessment that that woman who was in that call wasn't that bad. I felt that she was cool. I think that the only thing that was an issue was that she had a warped worldview. And that warped worldview wasn't allowing her to understand exactly what Kevin Samuels was trying to say. All right. And the thing that I found the most ironic was that the women and the people who are making reaction videos, right? There's two sides of the reaction videos. There's the side of the reaction videos that are kind of dragging that woman, and I don't think that woman deserves to be dragged. I think the women and a lot of the people that are doing the reaction videos, the ones making reaction videos as antagonists trying to go after Kevin Samuels, they're the ones that need to be dragged. I don't think the woman herself needs to be dragged. I honestly think that she got good advice and is implementing that advice. I think she got good advice, but also I think that that woman was not of the caliber of the kind of woman who is going after Kevin Samuels on YouTube. Clearly she's not, because I don't think she's going after him like at all. I don't think she's dragging him. I don't think she's saying anything bad about him. She's a completely different brand of woman than the people that you see going after Kevin Samuels. This woman is a businesswoman. This woman makes six figures. This woman has been in boardrooms. This woman sells her products. This woman markets things. She knows how it is to deal with professionals, and she knows how it is to deal in a business environment. If you watch my assessments of Kevin Samuels, I say he's a businessman and he treats his show like a business. He also treats his interaction with the people that call in like a business. And I believe that she was under that understanding. And that is one of the reasons that she is a successful woman and a lot of these other women are not, with anything other than YouTube. This woman has a business off of YouTube. She doesn't need social media. You know what I'm saying? So if you watch and go back and listen and check out every post that I've ever made, I'm consistent. I don't think that that woman herself is the problem. I think it was her worldview that was the problem. I think Kevin got frustrated with her because, for one, she was having a difficult time understanding what Kevin was saying. And again, it wasn't the day to call in about those kind of issues. All right. So, to further back up what I'm saying, I found a video on YouTube, and this video actually has an interview with the woman, and it's about 11 minutes long, and we're gonna see what she says with some stop and go. All right, so let me find it real quick. All right, let's see. Go. All right, let's listen. Now, you guys should go to this YouTube page and like this video. Someone like it real quick, because you gotta support. And it's called Pop-Up Match. All right. Now, even this pop-up match, the woman who I guess this is her channel, she is a little bit upset. But the woman, Jessica, she's cool as a fan. And it's just funny because she keeps her cool. And she kept her cool when she was talking to Kevin Samuels. She didn't get out of pocket. She didn't yell. She didn't try to emasculate him. She didn't attack his manhood. She didn't call him any names. And I saw most of this video. I haven't seen the entire thing, but up until the points that I've seen in this video, she didn't do any of that. So it's just interesting about these women who are coming for Kevin Samuels that aren't even the kind of caliber. I mean, it's actually a bad look for Jessica to have the type of people coming after Kevin that are coming after him. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out.
Hi, everyone. My name is Paris. I'm RealBlackLove.com Elite's matchmaker. Today we're in for a special treat. We're doing pop-up match for the first time ever in person. So just as far as like your preference, describe your ideal man to me.
Oh, my ideal man will be one, have a good character, two, a good father, a masculine man, someone who's self-driven, who has ambition.
Now, see, she's naming good qualities to look for in a man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem with anything that she's saying right now. And I don't think Kevin Samuels would have had any problems with anything that she's saying right now either. And the reason why is because she's saying male attributes that she feels would be attractive in her ideal man. At this point, nothing material has come into the conversation, right? Let's continue.
Ambitious, and who has tenacity.
You said masculine. What's masculine to you?
Masculine is not necessarily a physical trait, but it has core values of a traditional man.
See, so what's funny and ironic about this entire situation is I believe that a lot of the men who, were in that video, upon more further investigation, they would have saw that I think that she's okay. Again, like, I don't think that she's bad. There's some people out there who are bad. A lot of the people, in my opinion, who are going after Kevin Samuels are bad. They're poison. They're toxic. I don't think she's poison or toxic at all. You know what I'm saying? I think she's a good sport. You know what I'm saying? I think, she took it with a grain of salt. And I honestly think that she grew and it helped her. You know what I'm saying? That the interaction with Kevin Samuels. I think that was a turning point in a moment that helped her grow as a person. You know what I'm saying?
And traditional roles. Someone who's a problem solver. Someone who is who has that desire to want more out of life. I have that desire to want more out of life and live my best life, and I want someone who has that desire too. I don't want to be with a partner where I'm like, hey, you should start your own business. You should do this to better our life. Mm-hmm. Right? And then I feel like I'm being a mother to them, or they may feel like I'm being a mother to them. So,
and see, now here's the part right here where I agree with her. Coming from a man, you know what I'm saying, being a man, I don't want a woman who, would be like having a daughter who I'd have to, supervise, basically. That's basically what she's saying. And I agree with her. You know what I mean? And the thing is in my opinion, she's not saying this to being demeaning to men. I don't get that vibe. I think that she's saying this as, she wants somebody who's mature. She wants somebody that's driven. And she wants somebody that is able to handle their part of the relationship. She wants some reciprocity. And, you know, when it comes to reciprocity, that's exactly what Kevin Samuels are saying. So interestingly, in my opinion, with her being allowed to expand more and say more in this interview, a lot of what she's saying is mirroring what Kevin Samuels is saying. You know what I'm saying? So I think that she herself, in that interview with Kevin Samuels, I think she is the one who set up the tone. She's the one who set up the tone for Kevin Samuels' reaction, because she didn't say any of this in that interview. When, you know, she basically put out there first, you know, that she wanted a six-figure man. She didn't say anything about these core values, you know what I mean? Which, again, you know, she was in a situation where there was more than likely like about 8,000 people live, and she was probably a little bit nervous, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm still not picking up the vibes that this woman has anything in common with those women on YouTube or women on Facebook or anywhere else who are going after Kevin Samuels. Two completely different calibers of women. And let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. Let's go. Let's go.
I can't give somebody that drive. So I figured that I need somebody who already have that's self-driven.
So I taken that like one of your red flags would be a lack of ambition. Tell me something.
And you know what's crazy? In my opinion, right? This is just me. And again, I want you guys to let me know about this in the comments. It looks like this woman who's interviewing her is visibly annoyed. It looks like she's annoyed that this woman isn't going in on men, and she's not going in on Kevin Samuels the way that she wants her to. Is it just me, or does she seem like disappointed? Like, look at her face right here.
Some other red flags. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is a turn off. I don't like men that are like this. I don't like people that do this.
You see, notice how the interviewer tries to lead her down that path of going in on men. You see, oh, you know, I don't like men like this. I don't like men like that. Look at this.
Any red flags?
I would say men who, of course, men who are jealous, have jealousy and control, and of course that.
And I like what Jessica did here. She basically said something, you know, for the most part, that no woman wants. She said she doesn't want a jealous man or a controlling man. And I think all the guys can agree, hey, that's fair. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, I'm looking at the interviewer, watching her, and she's looking at her like, would you start bashing men already?
But also someone who's comfortable with lack.
So like that poverty mentality, you can't get down with that. I got you.
Just in the box, like don't think outside the box.
I got you. As far as like dating, tell me what your I guess we're independent right now. So how would your ideal pandemic date go?
My ideal date will be a good view, good food, good wine.
Right.
And Jasmine.
Okay.
See, again, like she seemed straight. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say she wanted $100 shrimp cocktail meal. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say, you know, she wanted a gallon of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Per shot. You know, she didn't say none of that. I don't think that this is the woman here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's the one that people would catch twerking at a restaurant in Dallas. She just doesn't strike me as that vibe. You know what I'm saying? She really strikes me as a cool, down-to-earth woman. And I'm telling you, it's my opinion, you know what I'm saying, that in that interview with Kevin Samuels, for one, again, it was a miscommunication because she initially made what she seeks in a man about money. Now, this interview is completely different than the one with Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? When it came to her talking to Kevin Samuels, she put it out there, I want the six-figure dude. And then she didn't really give a reason why. In this interview, she goes on to give a reason why. And I think it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? And again, I support Kevin Samuels. That's my man. I'm gonna always back Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? But again, at the start of this, I also said, you know, I think people are being a little bit overly hard on this woman. I had never seen anything about her, you know, prior to this interview. But if you watch this interview, you You know what I'm saying? I think I'm right.
In your spare time, what do you like to do around town?
I'm like, this is a place called Wine by Design, and you get to paint and be creative and drink wine. So I love it.
So she likes the painting with the wine and paint. We got some wine and paint places around here. Ain't my kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of grimy, you know what I'm saying? Like not my idea of a hangout, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's what's up though for her, you know what I mean? That's the type of date she want to go out on, you know? I don't think that stuff is like really crazily expensive either. I think that's something that you could do at a reasonable price, you know what I'm saying? So again, you know, she's not really coming with that materialistic vibe on here that she was giving off on Kevin Samuels live stream. You know what I'm saying? And again, she's still not coming with the attitude. She's not coming with the demeanor. What I find the most impressive is that she's with another woman and she's not man bashing and she's not acting completely ratchet. The women who are going at Kevin Samuels all the time, that's exactly what they do. They get together, you know what I'm saying? They get loud, obnoxious, start going in on men, talking crazy. You know what I'm saying? They haven't done none of that. And, you know, she hasn't even said anything negative about Kevin Samuels yet at this point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm doing that when I get free time.
Do you ever?
And that just goes on to support my point that I made in my other videos where I said, you know, I don't know, man. I think this woman is actually kind of unbothered. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's really bothered about this. I really think that the people who are bothered are the type of woman that Kevin Samuels had a mental image of while he was frustrated with her. But I don't think that his mental image that he was talking to when he was talking to her was necessarily her. I think that message was meant to go to other people watching his show. And she just happened to be there. You know what I'm saying? And got the brunt of it. You know what I mean? Because clearly she, again, is not that type of woman. But, you know, and I think this interview proves that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, you know, back me up, yes or no. Let me know in the comments.
Or hang out with your girlfriends or go out?
Sometimes not too much, so.
Okay.
Especially not during this pandemic.
Right. Okay. Do you like to travel?
I love to travel.
Where?
I love seeing new culture.
And another thing about her demeanor, she seems, in my opinion, like she's kind of introverted. Like she's an introvert. You know what I'm saying? She's not really like an extrovert. So she's not really like, I don't want to say this being negative. She's more like a type B personality. So, you know, she seems kind of reserved. She's kind of laid back. She's not loud. She's not obnoxious. She's not all over the place. She's real composed, you know what I'm saying? And she was real composed, you know what I'm saying, on Kevin Samuels' show. I think that Kevin Samuels' interview was a lot more of a challenge than this interview. And I think she did well at both of them. Clearly, there was some issues on Kevin Samuels. I think she concentrated on the wrong things initially. And that initial concentration is what gave Kevin Samuels the momentum for that conversation to go where it went. But again, I don't see anything wrong with the initial conversation, and clearly she doesn't, because we're 2 minutes and 58 seconds into this video, and she's not scorned. She's not affected. She's not abused like everyone says Kevin Samuels is abusive. She clearly don't feel abused, because if she was abused, then she wouldn't be able to stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think that the reason why this interview is going different than the one with Kevin Samuels is because she learned, hey, maybe I shouldn't come out so aggressive and come with the material things that I want. Maybe I should talk about the actual masculine traits of a man that I want instead of just talking about wallet. You know what I'm saying?
Controls and learning new things, trying to do. So anything involved there.
Okay. Gotcha. You got your passport?
I do.
Okay. Ready to get out. Probably go somewhere that got lower COVID numbers, right?
Okay.
Where's the last?
Talking about them lower COVID numbers. Watch my video about Ghana, right?
Place that you went?
Mexico.
Oh, we're in Mexico.
Cancun.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
That was actually a girls trip, so have fun.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Tell me what if I was to round up your exes and ask them what's one good thing about Jessica and what's one major bad thing about Jessica, what would they tell you?
Well, they'll say that I'm loyal, and they'll probably say that honestly, if I have an issue in a relationship, a lot of times I don't express it, especially if I feel like
See, I'm telling you, I can see that about her. You know what I'm saying? She's an introvert, so she ain't really gonna like come out and say like anything. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be more the type to just like roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels was going in pretty hard on her, you know what I'm saying, towards the middle and end parts of that interview. And she just kind of rolled with the punches. Now, she's capable of doing that, and I think it's her introvert personality that allows her to be able to do that. A lot of those other women, you know what I'm saying, when you're talking about some of these people on YouTube, a lot of these more, these more verbal personalities, they would have started with the name calling. They would have started with the talking over. They would have started with the straight up disrespect. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of people have said that when she pulled out the phone, she was kind of disrespectful. I think it was a little bit disrespectful too, but I think it was that childlike disrespect where she kind of knew she was in the wrong and she was trying to deflect a little bit. And at the same time, she was a little bit nervous. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that flat out disrespect. I'm going to call you a name because you showed me something about myself I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Which that's the kind of reaction that you see. This is why you see, in my opinion, these are two different kinds of people. These people that are reacting and being antagonists to Kevin Samuels are completely different and don't even really have a place speaking for someone like this woman here because, this woman here is just, she like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I moved on with my life, you know what I'm saying? I even interviewed in a different fashion because here, as of yet, we're 3 minutes and 54 seconds into this interview and she hasn't mentioned anything about what kind of financial abilities she wants her potential man to have. So she did learn something from Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels did make her a better woman. You know what I'm saying?
it's going to cause conflict because I don't like confrontation. Like I try to avoid it if I can.
And see, she says she doesn't like confrontation. She tries to avoid it if she can. So, one, I feel that she's an introvert. And two, that right there validates that part when she was like, oh, you being so mean. I literally think that was a joke gone wrong. I don't think she was being condescending. I don't think she was being passive aggressive. But again, that was her failure to gauge the kind of interviewer and the kind of person that Kevin Samuels is. Because Kevin Samuels was on a mission. He was laser targeted. He wanted to get to the bottom of things and get going. And the thing is that I think that if the conversation had taken place on a different day, they might have actually got to a point like with the kind of atmosphere that this interview has. But I think Kevin Samuels was trying to get through this because, again, he told her she called in on a wrong day. This wasn't what was being discussed that day. So,
I'll hold it in. So they kind of got to like push me what's wrong and kind of dive a little bit deep. But there's something I'm working on, I realize. So
see, again, if you go and look, go watch my old videos. I said it strikes me that this woman is kind of modest. I think that she's a little reserved and a little modest, and she's not above criticism. And again, nobody even asked at this point in the video, 409, nobody's even asked her about anything that she wants to improve on, and she's just volunteering this information. She just said, hey, well, I got this going on, and this is something that I want to improve on.
So when was your last relationship? When did that end? How long has it been?
My last relationship was 2 years ago, and it lasted for almost 2 years.
Okay. So you took some time out of dating before you decided to come back, or?
Yeah. When I put myself out there, a lot of times, if it don't go my way or don't go right, and I'm like, let me just put dating on the back burner. Let me focus back on my career. So I think in between relationships, I spend a lot of time really not even going back out there and seeing the test of waters.
So whenever we was watching a video and a lot of other professionals that work in the field, they kind of came to the same conclusion that, you really weren't really being heard, everything that you was after.
But see, now here's where the interviewer, you're being biased. because you're not assessing everything that went down. The reason why she wasn't being heard was because she initially said what she wanted in a man was a six-figure guy. She wasn't as open with Kevin as she is with you. See? So that's why you guys have a little bit more of a rapport. Kevin smelled blood as soon as she said she wanted a six-figure man, which most people would. That's a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you weren't being heard. And that's what I said initially. I think that is what set the tone of the conversation. And that's what caused the conversation to go in the direction that it went in. Nothing else. Starting it out like that. That's why first impressions are so important. You know what I'm saying?
And kind of the reasoning why. Just tell me briefly, like, what was the whole conversation around, like, you wanting a guy that was high earning?
Now we about to get into the meat of this shit.
And making six figures. Why was that important or seemed to be highlighted in that conversation?
I would say one, his narrative is he's a six-figure income guy, and he's giving, that's his main thing. But my thing was one is I make six figures myself. I think me wanting somebody to make six figures minimum is not that much.
And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with what she just said. I'm curious to know, guys in the room, if, you know, when you guys watch this video, let me know. Do you guys have a problem with what she said? Or at this point, listening to her up until right now, and now that she's here, do you think that that's okay? Because, I mean, I believe in reciprocity. You know, and I don't believe that the table should be tipped in one way unless there's compensatory mechanisms or compensatory traits and characteristics that kind of even the scale. So if I'm bringing this to the table, then I think that everyone should bring this to the table. And honestly, in my opinion, this approach is the same thing that Kevin Samuels is saying, but Samuels is saying it from a male point of view and she's saying it from a female point of view. So again, it's amazing how these two are on the same page, and that small, miscommunication at the beginning, kind of changed the tone of the conversation. But I just want to throw in, because most of my videos are about, making sure that you're okay and understanding politics. What Kevin Samuels is saying and what this woman is saying is the way that I feel people need to start voting. Something tangible. You need to vote policy over party, all right? That's how she's gonna date. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna date for reciprocity. She wants somebody who can give back what she offers. And in my opinion, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And all of my dudes, everybody who watches these kind of videos, I don't think that they'll have a problem with that either, because all my cats out here are capable of providing somebody like that reciprocity. You know what I'm saying?
Six figures is not a lot of money. It's not a millionaire. And all I was simply saying is I want my equal. Because
boom. And see, again, up until now, I hadn't watched past 5 minutes of the video. So all of this is fresh new material for me right here. I think. Don't quote me, but I think. Now, again, I don't have a problem with this. You know what I'm saying? Because we're 5 minutes and 48 seconds into the video, and after she's listed all of the male attributes, now we're at the financial part. When she was on Kevin Samuels' show, she didn't say anything about the male attributes. She only mentioned financial, and that's what took the conversation down that path. You know what I'm saying?
What I learned in my past is if I date down, then I'm paying for it. All of a sudden now I'm paying for the dates, and all of a sudden now I got it.
So those were experiences that you went through yourself.
Yeah, that hinders me, and I felt like, if I wasn't in those positions, I could have been.
I just want to say something. Even if a man is not making six figures, you shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man, he should still be able to afford paying for a date. You know what I'm saying? He should be smart with his money. And at the same time, if you actually are interested in going out on a date with him, maybe sometimes both of y'all, one time he paid, the next time, you paid. You know what I'm saying? When you go on dates, if you're actually in a relationship or you're building towards a relationship, that kind of emphasis on being a deal breaker of who pays for all of the dates, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't really be important. What should be important is what goes on during the dates. If the chemistry is there, if you guys, are feeling each other and vibing with each other and getting an understanding of each other and can tolerate each other, that's what's important. You know what I'm saying? But I get what she's saying though. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think that somebody who makes under 6 figures should at some point be able to manage being able to afford taking somebody out for a date. As far as not being able to pay for a date, then that individual has other issues like not being responsible or not being able to budget their money properly. That's also something that you might want to be aware of. Not so much, putting it on paying for dates. It's my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Be a lot further along because, as Black women, we're taught to be that ride or die chick and to hold him down till he get his rapping career off or till he get this, till he get
See, she throwing shots right there with the rapping career. That's funny though.
this off, and I'm like, I'm tired of that.
Some struggle love. You got struggle love.
Ride or die. Like, I'm over that.
But you know what though? What's crazy is just like her demeanor, her attitude. She does strike me as a woman who wouldn't have no problem holding somebody down. And again, I'm not taking her side at all. This is just me giving honest assessments. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that she didn't show this side of herself when she was on Kevin Samuels' show. But I saw remnants of this. And I kind of went out on a limb and said, I think that this is this kind of individual, which is interesting because this woman here is exactly the kind of woman that the people going after Kevin Samuels on her behalf doesn't like. They would call her a pick-me. They would call her a pick-me woman. You know what I'm saying? And they go after pick-me women. So again, this is why when people make these counter videos to Kevin Samuels, they lose. You know what I'm saying?
I want to meet somebody on my level who share traditional core values as I do, and I feel like that's what's going to make me happy.
Boom. This is not the same woman as any of those women going after Kevin Samuels. She just proved it.
Right. So you weren't asking for a millionaire, which I didn't think you were. You were just looking for someone who was like financially stable.
Yeah.
Again, interviewer, she was looking for her equal. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that Kevin Samuels says that men should do. You know what I'm saying? So again, they're effectively saying the same thing. She's saying it from a female point of view though. So clearly the perspective and the point of view is going to be different. You feel me?
Yeah. And also, I didn't say the other traits, which I thought was common sense, which was core values and good character, good father. Of course, all that. But outside of that, I want this too.
You know what they say?
What?
Common sense ain't always common. Right?
Exactly.
And that's true too. Common sense definitely ain't always common. And when you look at that, that's a good saying. When you look at the reaction videos, these people who are doing these antagonistic reactions and trying to drag Kevin Samuels, clearly the common sense isn't there, and it's definitely not common around the board.
But yeah, I mean, and I think the interpersonal skills, substance that doesn't get talked about enough.
Exactly.
And that is important. And that's one thing that we preach over and over with matchmaking, like trying to get down to the core of understanding that person, what interpersonal skills really stand out as far as what you're attracted to, knowing yourself, knowing how you communicate, knowing what type of people can motivate and encourage you, and then the people that you're willing to motivate and encourage as well. Another thing in that video that really stood out to everyone was the rate yourself part.
Yeah.
If you could go back over again and rate yourself.
Actually, the rate yourself part did not really stand out. Actually, what happened was everybody was offended by Kevin Samuels repeating what she said. And then what happens is now we have a bunch of people who are lying and saying that Kevin Samuels is the one that said that, and they're not taking responsibility for the fact that Jessica was the one that said that. Okay, Kevin Samuels simply repeated what she said. All right. You have a whole group of women and men out here trying to tear Kevin Samuels down, trying to say that he was attacking this woman's self-esteem when she is the one who said that. All right. It just, and the thing is, again, the people who are offended are much lower caliber people than she is. And look at her. She's clearly not offended. She's clearly not damaged by anything that happened on Kevin Samuels' show. Clearly, she actually, in my opinion, improved her interview skills, because this interview is significantly better than her interview with Kevin Samuels. I think she answered the questions in a way that facilitated communication here more so than she did on Kevin Samuels' show. You know what I'm saying? And again, that could have been, this is a smaller YouTube channel. Kevin Samuels is huge, you know what I'm saying? And he has huge audiences on his live streams. It's almost, it's actually bigger than being on a TV show. So,
Tell me, how would you do it? And if you were to do it, how would you rate yourself?
I would rate myself all around. Looks, my characteristic, who I am as a person, and with all that said, I would say a 10.
Right.
Now see, here's the gaslighting right here. I don't have a problem with how she rated herself, because she explained why she would do it. I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And I do think she has a good personality. But what you see right here is that she's like, well, like you're doing it right now that you're inflating your value. You know what I'm saying? What she should be saying is, well, now that makes a little bit more sense, and it's good that you have confidence in that you're being, a little bit more honest with yourself and giving yourself a little bit more credit. But she's not. It's only the value. All these women out here tell each other that they all should be 10s, that they all should be perfect. Y'all all are not perfect, just like all men aren't perfect. But see, the thing is that it's perfectly fine for everybody to drag men. Now, if you let a woman know, hey, you're not a 10, you're a 9, all of a sudden you're an abusive person, you're misogynistic. You know what I mean? That's not true at all. Nobody's perfect. 10 is perfect, which means that everybody should be striving to be a 10. That should be the goal. That should be what you're trying to go for. You're not automatically a 10. Nobody is. You know what I'm saying? But this is the gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? This is the gaslighting that women give each other, you know what I'm saying, when they're not fighting with each other. And this is the gaslighting that society gives women. So this kind of behavior, you know what I'm saying, in an operant conditioning environment, classical conditioning, will encourage any woman, regardless of how they look, regardless of how their personality is. Because let me tell you something. She said that she's a 10 with personality included. Me and my man just had a conversation, and we agreed that personality can make or break a woman. You can be the best looking woman in the world, and your personality will make you ugly as sin. That should take you from a 10 to a 1. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that most of these chicks out here and most of these women that's dragging Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying, they ugly on the inside and on the outside. You know what I'm saying? But if you average on the inside or average on the outside and you have an amazing and outstanding personality, that can definitely take you over the threshold of that 10. You know what I'm saying? So, she explained herself. She didn't explain herself in a cocky way. She didn't explain herself in a condescending way. And she did a all-encompassing assessment of herself, not just looks-based. I think when Kevin Samuels asked her, Kevin Samuels was asking her strictly based on looks. And so that's why she answered that way in that context. You know what I'm saying? And she admits that, I believe. She acknowledges that. The interviewer doesn't care. She's just happy that she said, oh, girl, you need to be a self-proclaimed 10 just like everyone else. That's the problem. And again, that's why I say that this woman, Jessica, she kind of got a bad rap as a result of this interview, because I think the interview with Kevin Samuels didn't really portray her the way that she actually is. You know what I'm saying? And this interview actually portrays her, in my opinion, where she's a little bit more open and a little bit more able to express herself a little bit more. And in her openness and in her expression, she's still supporting everything Kevin Samuels says. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, again, you know, these counter videos to Kevin Samuels are useless because, I mean, you know, he doesn't even have to prove his point. He just lets reality unfold, and reality does it for him. You know what I'm saying? It's so interesting to watch.
But he was saying just looks, and I was trying to entertain his
boom
logic or whatever he was saying. And a lot of part that people didn't hear is he said that if Beyonce was an 8.
Oh, honey, there was a lot of parts that people didn't hear. You know, like there was a lot of parts that people didn't hear. People heard what they want to when it came to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And again, now we're in the part where we're talking about Kevin Samuels. Why is the woman who was actually in the phone call so much less offended than the women who heard the phone call?
And you can't use savvy, what do you rate yourself? I mean, I think Beyonce is a 10, but since she's an 8 and I can't use savvy, I guess I say 6. And I feel like, you know, when we wake up as women, we're average and we, you know, put ourselves together.
Did he really rate Beyonce at 8?
Yeah.
Do you see? Again, she proved my point. She's upset because he rated Beyonce as an 8. Now the concentration of the interview has shifted away from Jessica to she's upset that Kevin Samuels rated Beyonce as an 8. So what? Kevin Samuels thinks Beyonce is an 8. Deal with it.
What is he?
What scale is he on?
I don't know, honey.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, I understand that logic because the way it painted it out, it seemed like, you know, you were someone who had.
And again, another situation, the interviewer is more offended by Kevin Samuels and by the things that Kevin Samuels says and thinks than the actual person who was interviewed. This is what I'm talking about, man. Again, this is why they can't beat Kevin.
Have low self-esteem, and when it's taken out of context like that, then it definitely paints it to like, you know, you have low self-esteem. Your energy, your vibe, you're a very confident woman. You give off that aura. So I don't think that rating system was a fair reflection of who you are. And I think to try to put a whole person on a 1 to 10 scale, anyways, kind of
especially just off the looks side.
Like
people don't judge their partners off that.
Right. Right.
And I mean, I definitely think I'm a confident woman, but when I was put on that platform and then I looked at my phone and I see my face plastered up there.
And you wasn't expecting that?
Boom. I swear, man, like, people never listen to the prophet.
I didn't know my face was up there. And I can tell that he was trying to push me. Mm-hmm. And I can tell he wanted me to be that angry black girl.
Right.
And I wasn't going to give him that. And plus, my personality, I try to avoid conversation. So it's just like, I just didn't want to. And I was caught off guard.
Bam. I said it earlier. Again, y'all better smash that like button. Y'all better smash that bell. People never listen to the prophet.
It was hard.
I mean, I commend you. I commend you for not hanging up. I commend you for not going off and not being that stereotype that we see all the time as far as that angry black woman. I think a lot of people kind of they saw you and they saw.
You have people upset because she didn't act in a way that is stereotypical embarrassing. You have people upset with that. I think she composed herself, for the most part, fairly decent throughout the entire exchange. And she's keeping herself composed now, currently. She's not lashing out at Kevin. She's not saying anything crazy about Kevin. She's keeping it 100. But you have people that are literally steaming, upset, and angry because she didn't behave in the stereotypical, disgusting fashion that a lot of times women behave in. That is the problem right there. The expectation of disgusting behavior is the problem.
Saw someone special.
The expectation of disgusting behavior is what validates these women to go at Kevin Samuels, because they think that they are fighting for her to do what she didn't do. She didn't do that for a reason. She didn't do that for a reason because she knows that that's inappropriate behavior.
The people who have the intelligence to recognize special people when you see them, you are a good thing. And if any man finds you, he's found a wife. You know, our show isn't about Kevin. Our show is about Jessica. Our show is about pop-up match, where we take the time to figure out who you are. We take the time to figure out what Jessica likes. Because I guarantee you right now, it's some man that's sitting in his living room, rubbing his feet together, eating his cereal by himself. That he does everything.
See, so now here we go. The interviewer has to get on the man bashing. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm sure that there's a woman that's pregnant and already's got 3 kids sitting somewhere waiting for Prince Charming to come along. See, we can do that too, but if I do it, I'm a chauvinist. I'm an asshole. I'm just so terrible. But you can do it, and it's okay. You see what I'm saying?
Every single night, especially since quarantine's happened. And he is looking for a woman that is loyal and driven and hardworking and kind and a good nurturer. So should that man be out there that's interested in starting something serious with a woman that is heavily invested in herself, you know, reach out to her, because, you know, good thing don't last single out here for long. So let's hop to it.
All right. So that is the end of that video. And again, you know what I'm saying? I think this video, for the most part, proved me right. You know what I mean? I think for the most part, this video proved me right. Go look at some of my old videos. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Because, again, after watching this video, you have to ask yourself, all these people that are coming at Kevin Samuels, what's your problem? This woman don't even have a problem like you got, you know? So let me know if you guys agree with my commentary or not. Make sure that you hit the bell icon for notification. You know what I'm saying? I don't only do Kevin Samuels reaction videos. I have a ton of other content. I got over 1,000 videos on YouTube, and I feel that it's all very helpful information to everybody. All right, so make sure you check out some of the old videos, and make sure you please smash the like button. Share this to your social media. You know what I'm saying? Share this all over the place. All right. See, I got a video going on right now, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you hit the about page and follow Blacklight Revelations 1 and 2 all over Facebook, Twitch, DLive, Twitter, everywhere. All right. And we will catch you later. Peace.